All right, let's get rolling. So Rode introduced virtual channels for the Rodecaster series last night. And I think I got like 6 emails on it. I was going, okay, I get the message, got it. And they also released a beta version of Rodecaster Central, which is, or Rode Central, was it Rodecaster or whatever. The thing that you use to launch on the Mac to control your Rodecaster. Because that had been crashing for me all throughout the Sequoia beta process. And so just a little note here, if you are running that it's Rode Central. If you're running that in the new beta version and you all of a sudden when you first time you run the new beta version, it says there's a new update available, don't download the update, because what it's going to do is, hey Andy, it's going to it essentially will download the latest release version and then it'll start crashing again. So let's just, cut to the chase. And in case anybody doesn't know, of course, the people that are online at the moment, you know who I am. And so I'll just put that up there for posterity's sake. And let's go ahead and get into how virtual channels work. So I've got 3 views set up today. And when Rode released this software, they said that it's Windows only. The virtual channels are Windows only. And Mac users, being the ever resourceful users, figured out ways to make it work regardless. And we kind of poked around at it overnight and this morning, and lo and behold, with one little software app from Rogue Amoeba called Loopback, what happens is you can define your own virtual audio drivers, essentially, which is way cool because you can route audio anywhere. And I don't typically use it anymore. When I was running off of that Yeti back there, I was definitely using Loopback a lot to control where my mic audio was going. But with the Rodecaster, I don't need to worry about that. So here's the Rodecaster here. See, I've got it all set up, and we'll get it off that mic. And I've got all my channels set up. I was playing around with virtual channels, and I wanted to walk you through the process just in case you haven't done it yet. And then I will, we'll set up Loopback and see how that all works. And feel free to interject. This is it's a live session, so it's, whatever happens, happens. So how did Matt and Andy, and thanks for joining. I believe this is a Rodecaster Pro 2 thing and a Rodecaster Duo. I don't know the answer to that, though, for certain. My guess is that Rodecaster, the original Rodecaster Pro, probably didn't get any love. But if you go into your settings and you're able to download a beta version, it might be there. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. Okay. So let's get rolling here. So first things first, setting up the channels on your Rodecaster. So we're going to go over to that. Here we are. And you can pick any one of your channels here. I'm just running off of my little Osmo Pocket 3 here. And so you can see right now I've got my mic virtual channel. Okay, I'll get to that in a second, Matt. Essentially what it is instead of having a channel that's defined by a device or something that is built in to the Rodecaster, you can now essentially define inside macOS another output from the macOS to your Rodecaster. So instead of having an actual device connected to it, and so you can have one USB port that you plug into the back of your Rodecaster, and it will now act as multiple devices, not just your computer, right? So it's kind of fun. It's a good way to isolate things. Okay, so Andy got it right. Rodecaster Pro 2 and Duo only. So don't upgrade yet, Matt. I think something's coming around the corner here. So just wait and see if you're looking at upgrading. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and I'm going to replace a few of these channels. Like, for instance, I don't use USB 2 unless I have my laptop plugged in. And hey, George, how's it going, man? And then I've got, I don't even use Bluetooth. I just put that in there for the demo. I never have Bluetooth on because I don't do like live call-in shows and crap like that. And Mic 2 is what I was using yesterday for the RE20 demo. So that's that'll go away as well. So I'm gonna redefine a couple of these with the Rodecaster, the virtual channel. So we'll start with USB 2. So to reconfigure that channel, you just press the button above the channel, just like that, and you click the little cog wheel. And you can see right here in the center, there's these new channels, right? And so, for instance, right here, there's one that looks like a little gaming controller. You can tap that, and then now it's been redefined. And so if I get out of this mode, whoops, now you can see that's a little gaming controller. Same thing for my Bluetooth. I can go ahead and redefine. I could do this all on one screen. I'm kind of making extra work for myself. But for instance, if I want to make this my music channel, I can do that. If I want to reconfigure a few of these other devices, I can do that as well. I can say there are other ones you can do. You can do A and B, and those are just not defined. They can be anything, but with the way it shows up here on your, let's go to home here. You can see now you've got game and music. Now, inside of the game and music faders right now, there's nothing going on because I haven't sent anything to the Rodecaster Pro on those channels, right? And so what happens is at this point, now the Mac is still talking to the Rodecaster Pro, but it's talking to it on its main Rodecaster main channel through the USB connection. But there, I've now opened up two additional, well, they're there already, but I've opened up two additional channels that I can control. And so what I'm going to do is inside of Loopback, I'm going to tell Loopback that I want to now broadcast to those channels, right? So for instance, let's go into Loopback here. And that is in my screen sharing. Okay, so this is Loopback. Again, this is from Rogue Amoeba, and I haven't used it in a while, so it is empty. And this, what's really neat about this app, I think it's kind of like it's one of those sleeper apps that not a lot of people know about, is that you're essentially creating audio drivers for your Mac. And you can reroute audio from point A to point B and do things to it in between. It's very powerful, but not a lot of people. I think Loopback throws people just by the name. But what are you going to call it? Magical virtual device driver maker thing. I don't know. So maybe Loopback is the way to go. Of course, that's an industry term too. So when we create a new virtual device, and then by doing that, it automatically puts in pass through. Okay. So, and you can see it gives it a name, Loopback Audio, right? So I'm going to call this virtual game audio, just like that. And now it is defined. Now, if I go into my sound panel here, let me see, I'll put this in live demo mode real quick so you guys can see it. Recording. There we go, live demo mode. You can see, how do I go into that? Oh, you're watching it right now, so never mind. You can see here's a list of my output drivers. It doesn't see virtual game audio now shows up as a device output driver because I just built it here inside a Loopback. That wasn't there before. Okay. Now turn off live demo mode. We'll go back into the virtual. So in Loopback here, so now I have a monitor. There's a monitor section. Oh, you can't see that because my ugly mug is in the way. Let me get rid of that real quick. Put that down there. There we go. There's a monitor section. So I'll go ahead and add here Rodecaster Pro 2 main multi-track. All right, so I did skip a step, and this is covered in a lot of the Rode demos. But when you are, let me go back to the Rode interface real quick before I go too far along. And inside of the Rodecaster, if I click on the cogwheel here, and then I choose outputs, and then I go to multi-track. Now, USB 1 input here. So you've got recording, USB 1 output, USB 1 input. It was set to standard, but now there's also expanded, right? I'll turn that a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. There you go. And so now it says expanded. And so now that's how you get your channels, your audio channels. So go back to home, and then let us go back over into screen sharing. And then here I will select Rodecaster Pro 2 main multi-track. Now look what happens here. It actually shows 10 tracks. Now you've got channel 1, channel 2, which is standard left-right channel, but then you also have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how does it define it? What it doesn't do is actually tell you what those channels are, but those are the virtual channels. So, and there's left and right of each one, right? So by default, and I really wish they would fix this in Loopback. To get rid of these connections, you have to select the connection, select delete. I wish you could just like circle them and then hit the delete key. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reroute my audio channel 3 and channel 4. So that is going to be the game audio. So let's and so right now I don't have any games playing. I don't play games on this machine to begin with. But let's say I've got where is my, did I kill it? I did. Let me bring it back up. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So something else you can do inside of Loopback is right now, what I've got, it automatically creates this source. It's called pass-through. And it's taking, essentially what it does is anything that you select in your driver list, in your output driver list, will pass it through these channels and reroute the audio over into, so it'll go from channels 1 and 2 here, which it's pulling through the system's left and right audio channels, and then it's rerouting them to channels 3 and 4 on the Rodecaster. Okay. And so now what I'm going to, you can also do is add additional sources. You don't have to just use the system audio, right? So if I want to say that all of my QuickTime audio always plays through this virtual game audio interface, I can just click on this little source pop down and select QuickTime Player. And now it shows up. So now QuickTime is a source in addition to anything that I send to it from the Mac itself. So now, let me turn this down because it's going to be loud. But now what I've got is, if I click play inside of QuickTime, I've got QuickTime actually running right above this app. You can't see it. But you can see now, this is, let me go over to, we'll go over into the Osmo here. And you can see now the game interface is receiving this audio because that's playing through QuickTime. And I can control it with a fader. Whoops, wrong one. I can control it with a fader. So now I've isolated QuickTime into this channel, just like your microphone is isolated on channel 1. I've isolated QuickTime here, which is really cool because now if you're doing something like if you've got music playing during your, and I can play this music because it's royalty free, but if I want to have this any kind of audio source playing through this one channel, I can do that. So if you're doing a live stream like Lewis does live streams on Mr. Camera Junkie every Saturday night, right? And he has music playing in the background. Well, now what he can do is set up Loopback as an additional channel and have very explicit control over that. What's also really cool about this is that if you go back into Loopback here, you can see in my options for QuickTime, I can actually cut my audio from QuickTime. So let's say you don't this is fixed, like you're basically controlling the output of the driver right here. So you can say my QuickTime audio that's always going through this particular virtual game audio interface is always going to be half, always. So I could crank the QuickTime player right now, and it's only going to pump out 50%, right? So this gives you a very tight control over all of your audio sources. And let's say, for instance, like I've got Apple Music up as well. I can't play anything through Apple Music, copyright, all that other fun stuff. But let me turn off the audio here. And now if I wanted to create another one of these, another one of the drivers, I could create one and just call it virtual music. Like that. And it does the exact same thing. So, but now what I'm going to do is, instead of assigning it, I still don't know why you can't hit the delete key. It just does make no sense to me whatsoever. I'm going to feed this to channels 5 and 6. Okay, so how do you know what's what? Well, like I said, they're not labeled, but essentially channels 3 and 4 are game, 5 and 6 is music, 7 and 8 is channel A, and 9 and 10 is channel B. So when you're looking at it back here on the Osmo, and let's go ahead and click on this guy here, right? And I go here. See, you just go top, left to right, top to bottom. So channels 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, right? That's how you remember that. If you can remember, you'll figure it out real quick, because all of a sudden things will be playing through the wrong channel. And what's also cool about the way that this works inside of Loopback is that you could pump this into all 4 channels at once. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you have complete control over where this audio goes, right? So I'm gonna, now that I've got the pass-through set up here and I got virtual music, and you'll see, let's virtual music is now showing up as a driver inside of my output driver. So now I could be sending things through music if I wanted to. I'm gonna go back to multi-track. I'm sorry, USB chat. And now, so I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna add Apple Music to this. So we'll go to music. Boom. And now, if you remember, we had music set up here. I'll click play inside of Apple Music. Let me make sure my audio's down for the music so I don't accidentally get copyright strikes. But you can see now music is playing. It's going through and rerouting to channels 5 and 6, right? And, well, I can't hear. I don't know. I can mute. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to mute this. But it is working. Trust me, because I see it on my Rodecaster. If I turn it on, I haven't disconnected this channel so it doesn't go through. But it does work. So now what I've got going on here is, here we can do a quick clip. You can see. So I've got the music playing right now. Right. So there you see it was working. So hopefully I don't get, it's not a monetized channel anyways. I don't, whatever. I don't really care, but so you can create. So if I wanted to go back into the loopback and create A and B, I could do the exact same thing and then just customize those however I need them. So again, going back to screen sharing here, I'm going to keep these consistent. I'm going to rename this virtual music audio. Whoops, spell Jeremy. And then create a new virtual device. And we're going to call this virtual A audio. And then we'll create another one. Again, you can't duplicate. Virtual B audio. And then, so for virtual A, I'll go in and add my multi-track here. Again, delete these. Get rid of these connections. And then we're going to go to 7 and 8. That's done. And then virtual B. We will go multi-track and delete. Come on. There we go. And 9 and 10. So now I have all 4 configured. And if I go back into, let me go back into demo mode here just so you can see. In demo mode, you'll see there is virtual A audio, virtual B audio, virtual game audio, virtual music audio. So now I've created 4 virtual devices that are being rerouted, wherever I need them to, and then I just add them here inside of my Rodecaster Pro. So whether or not it's something like I can add them to actual faders, physical faders, or I can add them, like if I wanted to replace 3 and 4 with A and B, I could go to 3, and I'm going to make this A, right? And then I'm going to go to, let's see, I'm going to go to this guy here, and I'm going to click on this. I'll make that B. Go home, and now you can see I have game audio, virtual A, virtual B, and then again I could go 3 and 4. I could change this, so I go back to 3 and click on this guy, and I can make that music if I want. Easily explain why we adapt to crime. I'd rather die enormous than live dormant. Okay, so that's how you get that all working. Now, so I guess my main point was you don't need to wait for the Windows software to arrive. This all works right now, and it's rock solid. There's no beta stuff to download or anything like that. It just works, and it's super easy. So that's it. That's all I wanted to show. It's super, super simple, but you need Loopback to make this work. That's the only missing piece of the puzzle. So if you have a Rodecaster Pro, you're going to need to get Loopback, and it's just Rogue Amoeba. That's the name of the company, and they produce other really cool applications like Audio Hijack. And if you're a content creator, frankly, some of the tools that they have, I think they have a pack. Let me look at their website, actually, because last I looked, they had like a content creator or Amoeba. Let's see. Store. And I thought there was, the podcast bundle. So the podcast bundle includes Audio Hijack, Loopback, Farrago. Farrago's their soundboard app, which is pretty cool. And it's what's really nice about the Farrago app is that you can tie it in with your Stream Deck and trigger so many sounds, and you can send them all over the place. So if you want to have one sound go to this virtual driver and one sound go to this virtual driver, you can do all that through Farrago. It's pretty cool. It's almost like it's got a little bit of loopback built into it. And then it also includes Fission. And Fission is a quick, it's a quick editor for audio. And that whole bundle is $197 for everything. And that's not a subscription. That's everything. But the app by itself, Airfoil by itself, is, I don't even know these days, $35. So depends on how important this is to you. $35 is not a ton of money, but it also is something that is, if you don't really need it, then you don't need it. But at least you've got the option, right? So, oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize you could do that. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? Anything? Got the 3 you guys on here, so you can take it away. Or if anybody wants to call in on Zoom, I can set up a Zoom thing too. That's cool too. Whatever. I wanted to schedule this because Building Blocks comes on Ecamp's channel at 4 o'clock, so my time. So I wanted to get this out there before they went live because I like to razz Anna and Fulgens on their stream. So, okay, I don't see anything. All right, we'll wrap it. Thanks, guys. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, you're locked and loaded. You're ready to go. See you later. Bye.